Ms. Markey, first of all, I'd like to say it's unconscionable that you continue to not address your constituents. This is not a partisan issue. This is an issue of all citizens of the United States. Secondly, I would like to know what's the rush. There's no need of rushing this bill through when in fact you haven't even read it. How can you vote consciously on an unread bill of this magnitude? I suggest that rather than continuing with this mess with H.R. 3200, that you convene a panel of citizen business people to go through all of the current health plans that we have and look for the crime and corruption. When the crime and corruption disappears from the current plan that we have, there will be more than adequate money to fund whatever plan.
I'm not used to this. My name is Paul. I've lived in Fort Collins 57 years. And one lady said, home of the brave. I think of all the men and women that have died to keep this country free. And I think I can speak for most of us here. I'm tired and choking of what the government's trying to shove down my throat. Government and keep out of our lives. We can run our lives. There's things in the Constitution you're supposed to do, and that's all you're supposed to do. And Representative Markey, are you going to give up your insurance and take the insurance that we're forced to take?
I live in Fort Collins. Healthcare is not a right. Healthcare goods and services are private property. They belong to the doctors, the pharmacies, and the hospitals and here's here.
Hey!
Our rights come from our Creator, not the government. Any healthcare entitlement that seeks to create a right is unconstitutional in its source, that is the government, the legislature, and it violates at least the Fifth Amendment. It seizes control of healthcare goods and services. Therefore, you must amend the Constitution before you create an entitlement program that takes away private property. Now, while you're working on that, I got a few ideas for this fall. Reform malpractice laws. Duh. Reform Medicare. That's a business process improvement activity. Ask any businessman how to do it. Medical savings accounts, these are tax-exempt private savings. I own them instead of a Ponzi scheme like Social Security. What are barriers to competition? Most of our problem is because the government is imposing barriers that stop things from happening. Finally, I think you should encourage, ma'am, charitable contributions. Create non-profit free clinics where they're needed most, contribute yourself, and redirect political action to charitable causes.
Yes.
So it's more than just healthcare, man. It's time to get your priorities straight. I'm going to hit bullets. Let's rock. No on capital trade. Repeal or rescind uncommitted stimulus funds immediately. Lower tax rates. Lower tax rates across the board. Unleash energy. Drill. Build nuclear power plants. Learn from France and reprocess the fuel rods instead of sticking them in Yucca Mountain. It's just more fuel. Sell industries like banks and car companies back to the people where they belong. In every single thing that becomes before you, look for how you reduce government size and government power. Balance the federal budget. Above all else, reduce the federal debt. If you do these things, you'll see an economic boom in America like you've never seen before. Now, in closing, I'd like to quote Ronald Reagan, "We demand the continuation of our traditional free enterprise system." Ma'am, I want you to learn how to trust and encourage the American people to do the right thing without government coercion.
Yeah.
I'd like you to act directly on your strong convictions, rather than through the use of government force. If you really believe in this healthcare thing, get Obama out there raising hundreds of millions of dollars and get it done. Put it under your control. We'll contribute too.
Able to not possibly like that.
We'll do it. I'm talking about how many people in here would contribute to the Betsy Markey Free Clinic Foundation. So what you can do is donate all monies you get from sources outside your district to charitable causes and meet your opponents here before us, okay? Not in the statist media.